Have you ever noticed how God keeps moving? In ancient times, believers in the biblical God thought that he lived on a mountaintop. But once we were able to scale that mountain and observe for ourselves that he wasn't there, he moved into the clouds. But once we were able to fly, well, let's just say it got a little bit more complicated pinning down his residence. Because it seemed that he had many homes. Some believers would assert that he lives in the human heart. But see, the heart has been mapped, opened up, and thoroughly observed. Guess what? He wasn't there. And then it got really silly because the believers in the biblical God began to assert that he is everywhere, at once. But that didn't make much sense upon further scrutiny, mainly because they also insist that evil cannot exist in his presence, yet they admit to believing that evil exists in the world. If God exists everywhere, then evil shouldn't exist anywhere. Going by their own definition. See, if being omnipresent is one of the main ingredients in your definition of God, then you are presented with somewhat of a dilemma. So where does God exist now? Well, now it seems that the apologists have used their GPS, their God positioning system, to pinpoint his new locale at the beginning of the Big Bang. Now, according to them, this is where he is. But isn't it more likely that you're just moving the goalpost? At this point, you have very nearly moved him out of our reality. Now, to me, that means that one more step, and you've almost got it. Because outside of our reality would mean that he's not real. Open up your eyes, can't you see the world is falling? Here we go with this bullshit again. Listen with your ears, can't you hear the Lord is calling? Motherfucker, that's just a win. And here's the real reason why superstitions begin. Cause we looking for facts and you people playing pretend. But sometimes I feel like this shit will just never end, and we gotta keep arguing over and over again. It's all nonsense, plus you're just a little too overconfident, especially when all you doing is hawking shit. I bet the formalist, the no apologist you think is prominent, but he's enough to bet his fucking arm on it. It's all smoke and mirrors, not impressive, I don't hear ya. Master philosophy, so now I guess I'm supposed to fear ya. But this is double talk, judging by your wordplay. You're making up for lack of evidence, and now you compensate. You're just not looking strong, I think you need to step along. I hear you say you're seeking truth, I think you got your method wrong. Labeled an atheist, but I don't need a lexicon to find a word that signifies I don't believe in leprechauns. Remove from the tables, the myths and the fables, and maybe you're able to find something a little more stable. And I'll admit that I don't know 100%, but I hardly be convinced with all the stories that you present. So get bent, open up your eyes, can't you see the world is falling? Here we go with this bullshit again. Listen with your ears, can't you hear the Lord is calling? Motherfucker, that's just a win. And here's the real reason why superstitions begin. Cause we looking for facts and you people playing pretend. But sometimes I feel like this shit will just never end, and we gotta keep arguing over and over again. Powers of observations overflow with limitations, but as we advance, we collecting a lot of information. That's why sometimes I'm overwhelmed with feelings of frustration. They hear these organizations with these exaggerations, claiming details of heavenly abodes instead of admitting that telling the truth is they don't know. And now they wanna fuck with the schools that my kids go to introduce the magic into the science. Well, fuck no. Twisting the data to say that God was all involved, claiming that we came from statues and never did evolve, thinking that somehow the Bible myths will back up science. They're arrogant and ignorant, disturbingly defined, pushing the hide their other science-based conspiracy, and politicians supporting their bullshit officially. To get the votes of all the borderline illiterates, our status slipping fast, but they don't even give a shit. Open up your eyes, can't you see the world is falling? Here we go with this bullshit again. Listen with your ears, can't you hear the Lord is calling? Motherfucker, that's just a win. And here's the real reason why superstitions begin. Cause we looking for facts and you people playing pretend. But sometimes I feel like this shit will just never end, and we gotta keep arguing over and over again.
This is constrained by our common sense in every other domain of discourse. I mean, just take, for example, the people who think Elvis is still alive. Okay, what's wrong with this claim? I mean, why is this claim not vitiating our academic departments and corporations? I mean, I'll tell you why, and it's very simple. We have not passed laws against believing Elvis is still alive. The problem is that whenever somebody seriously represents his belief that Elvis is still alive in a conversation, on a first date, at a lecture, at a job interview, he immediately pays a price.
This is evolution, grand unified. It doesn't matter if you ever fail, but you're stupid if you ain't even tried.
Purpose that connects, purpose that pulls, that guides, that tries. It is purpose that defines.
I make my own purpose.
Purpose that connects, purpose that pulls, that guides, that tries. It is purpose that defines.
I make my own purpose. All of my life I was the type that thought that I was worthless unless defined by some designer that would grant me purpose. I was a clown, I was down with religion's three-ring circus and convinced that daddy would hurt us and throw us in the furnace. I used to think that Lucifer was waiting by the corner, just planting seeds of destruction and causing all disorder. Total illogical thinking adopted from primitive people from an era where they first tried to define what's good and evil. How could you apply this to what we know today? As if we haven't advanced or learned in the slightest way. When I look back, I think about all the time that I wasted praying to the sky for nothing in man, cause I can't replace it. So now I gotta live my life by standards I determine, and not be burdened with the sermon of some clergy vermin. As far as I'm concerned, it's ridicule that they deserving, and I'll keep on laughing at their ass until my sides are bursting.
Purpose that connects, purpose that pulls, that guides, that tries. It is purpose that defines.
I make my own purpose.
Purpose that connects us, purpose that pulls us, that guides, that drives us. It is purpose that defines.
I make my own purpose. Yo, I spend my time sidestepping the meaningless drivel. They tell me I should be nicer, but it's hard to be civil to all those people who demonize me on every level and really believe that I'm in league with their fictitious devil. Look, if the human race was suddenly erased from off the face of the earth, the universe would not even be hurt. So those delusions of grandeur that humans entertain about how this was all for their benefit is truly insane. Trillions of years have gone by while we weren't even here. The universe was doing fine and didn't seem to care. So all your arrogance is painfully apparent when you don't even get the fact your presence is irrelevant. No matter how you try to be divinely inspired, it seems to just be some foolishness created from your wildest dreams. But my mentality greatly prefers reality, and that's what makes me disregard thoughtless irrationality.
Purpose that connects, purpose that pulls, that guides, that tries. It is purpose that defines.
I make my own purpose.
Purpose that connects us, purpose that pulls us, that guides, that drives us. It is purpose that defines.
I make my own purpose. It's my way or the highway, and not some God that hides away, that claims dominion over me and says what I'm allowed to say. Cause I accept responsibility for if I fail or if I succeed. Nobody can get it or take credit for it except me. And all of my failures are because of lack of ability. No demons, no curses will be the thing that ends up killing me. It's my life, it's my time, it's my choice, it's my mind. So I define my purpose and see the world through my eyes. No excuses, so keep your God illusions. I'm feeling that you're blinded, sight obscured by your delusions. If you're connected to something higher, then introduce them. If you're so sure that it's fucking real, then please produce them. Maybe some evidence, please at least a shred of it. Something that's convincing, that's overwhelming, can settle this. Anything except for this fantasy that you're peddling about a God with nothing better to do but meddling.
Purpose that connects, purpose that pulls, that guides, that tries. It is purpose that defines.
I make my own purpose.
Purpose that connects us, purpose that pulls us, that guides, that drives us. It is purpose defined.
I make my own purpose.
So when I say, as the subtitle of my book, that I think religion poisons everything, I'm not just doing what publishers like and coming up with a provocative subtitle. I mean to say it infects us in our most basic integrity. It says we can't be moral without Big Brother, without a totalitarian permission. It means we can't be good to one another. It means we can't think without this. We must be afraid. We must also be forced to love someone who we fear. The essence of sadomasochism. All of this could be part of a plan. There is no way an atheist can prove it's not. But it's some plan, isn't it? With mass destruction, pitiless extermination, annihilation going on all the time, and all of this set in motion on a scale that's absolutely beyond our imagination, in order that the Pope can tell people not to jerk off.
My church believes heaven and hell are real places. And guess which one you're going to if you keep this up.
I don't know how we can fix a world where people have been so convinced that they are doing the right thing out of compassion and love and trying to help people when it is absolute poison, when it is absolutely destructive.
Now who's the one that is responsible for how the world is? Who's the one that is responsible for how we all live? Takes the negative influences and poisons all the kids, so they just repeat the stupid shit that you and I did. Who's the species that wallows in this puddle of mud? Who's the one that painted the planet in buckets of blood? Who's the one that begs a God for forgiveness of sin and turns right around the next day and does it again? Who's the money-hungry monsters that poisons the air, kills his own kind and steals the land cause he can't share? Who points the finger at a devil trying to shift the blame and hides his hands because he know that they covered in blood stains? Yeah, it's just as you assuming it's nothing but these humans who like to blame mythology for everything they doing, then pray for non-existent gods to clean up the mess, but never take responsibility, just claim it's a test. See, that religion you've been given is shit and it's all poison, and it's partially the reason we bleed and it's all poison. Your worldview is poison, and your outlook is poison. Denied all you want, but the truth is it's all poison. Religion you've been given is shit and it's all poison, and it's partially the reason we bleed and it's all poison. Your worldview is poison, and your outlook is poison. Denied all you want, but the truth is it's all poison. See, as long as we keep believing in demons, devils, and goblins, we'll never see a reason to tackle problems and solve them, cause we gon' keep on thinking it's part of divine prophecy, and we don't have to solve it, cause one day Jesus will stop and see. Many are invested in living life after death, and nobody's ever proved that we even have a soul yet. So why everybody speculating, lots of y'all hesitating, praying with your fingers crossed and hoping there's a heaven waiting. So Sky Daddy's only talking to your group, huh? And everything in your holy book is the truth, huh? And we gonna burn if we don't listen to you, huh? Well, every other group is claiming that too, bruh. So don't be coming at me unless you got some evidence, and use some reason and logic to make it make sense. I think it's evident that ever since I started asking for evidence, they stutter like they got a speech impediment. See, that religion you've been given is shit and it's all poison, and it's partially the reason we bleed and it's all poison. Your worldview is poison, and your outlook is poison. Denied all you want, but the truth is it's all poison. Religion you've been given is shit and it's all poison, and it's partially the reason we bleed and it's all poison. Your worldview is poison, and your outlook is poison. Denied all you want, but the truth is it's all poison. Tombstone Da Deadman.
They abandon their belief in the supernatural. Now you are asking me to sabotage that achievement, to send them back into the dark ages of superstition and ignorance and fear? No!
I heard people pontificating this is just a gimmick, like I'm just rapping about it and I don't really live it. My question to you is, you stupid, you should really quit it, especially since my point of view don't have no money in it. I could just spit about the cars, the bitches, and the money, and create an image that takes advantage of all these dummies, just to make them live vicariously through a fictitious phony life and never care if it's me. That's really asinine. I wonder just with whom they think they playing. That's a cop-out that you use to dismiss the things that I'm saying. That'll never work, you jerk, so just admit that now your feelings hurt. I lyrically dismantle the claims and bullshit that you assert. Often in the starting to really bother your conscience, so you comment on my videos telling me that I'm pompous. But my audiences must be brave for that. So take your sense of entitlement with a vitamin and fucking fall back. They only really wanna silence us. The only time that we should speak if they allowing us. Like Galileo, they would lock us in the tower, cause we are a threat to the corrupting that their power does. They only really wanna silence us. The only time that we should speak if they allowing us. Like Galileo, they would lock us in the tower, cause we are a threat to the corrupting that their power does. For a vast majority, y'all do a lot of whining. You spend a lot of time changing shit and redefining. There was a study done that said we were the least trusted, cause they like to lie and claim that atheists are maladjusted. Just because we like to ask you where the proof is, you translate that into manufactured persecution. Woe is me, holy G, why has thou forsaken me? Why are all these non-believers out to put a stake in me? Cut the crap, that shit is whack, nobody cares what you do. Until you feel the urge to legislate around your voodoo and infiltrate the schools with it, but got no facts that's proving it. That's when we have to protest and insist you have to move the shit, or even only for the sake of making our view known. I'm going to say that shit despite if you approve or condone. And if it causes resentment, fuck it, then just call it kismet. You are the first to do it, so now I fucking did it. They only really want to silence us. The only time that we should speak if they allowing us. Like Galileo, they would lock us in the tower, cause we are a threat to the corrupting that their power does. They only really want to silence us. The only time that we should speak if they allowing us. Like Galileo, they would lock us in the tower, cause we are a threat to the corrupting that their power does.
The only MC with a price on his head for trying to educate his people while these guys want him dead. They said what he spat was offensive to him and told everybody in the circle not to listen to him. They give it to him. Every new blog entry and podcast mad cause his rhymes stay deep in they God's ass. Don't let me win the Grammy, cause if I get one, I'll get up on stage, thank God, and tell you to pick one. And you let these people get the upper hand with a poor explanation of the things you don't understand. They want you like Uncle Sam, we want you to take a stand. If you stand with us, then we'll come gladly and take your hand. They want you to be quiet like the right to remain silent. If it was up to them, we'd be all on the same island. Isolated from the hatred they spew daily. If you're different, my opinion, they be doing us a favor. Do it!
They only really want to silence us. The only time that we should speak if they allowing us. Like Galileo, they would lock us in the tower, cause we are a threat to the corrupting that their power does. They only really want to silence us. The only time that we should speak if they allowing us. Like Galileo, they would lock us in the tower, cause we are a threat to the corrupting that their power does.
Some men aren't looking for anything logical. Some men just want to watch the world burn.
Now are you tired of all the lies that disguised by faith dabblers, fallacious claim makers that's faker than snake handlers? Mad at us cause we ask the questions to straight dismantle her. Intellectually weak and they pissed they can't handle us. It's kinda funny how they always quick to throw at harmonists when all the wisdom of Solomon ain't enough for calming them. Your lack of belief is just like a bomb to them, so every time you asking for proof it's just bringing harm to them. So now I must be Lucifer cause I don't see no truth in you, and every piece of data that's discovered is disproving you. So now I'm just assuming you rather have somebody preaching to you when they treat you like a child the whole time that they speaking to you. Must have really have to go there and insult your intelligence before you understand your Bible quotes are not relevant to any of our topics when discussing the facts. Man, fuck that. Bring some evidence and don't you come back. He don't really want us here, let's be totally honest. That's why you wishing death and destruction upon us. But I'ma keep on doing this to you regardless. See, I don't believe you cause your mind is so tarnished. He don't really want us here, let's be totally honest. That's why you wishing death and destruction upon us. But I'ma keep on doing this to you regardless. See, I don't believe you cause your mind is so tarnished. That all they're really after is their master's rapture. They would laugh at you, creating wild disaster, smashing you. They dream of passing you by while their souls are sin, but it's a fantasy cause actually they play and pretend. None of it's real and fact is kinda crazy and delusional. Illusions though, had them hypnotized, the truth they never know. Following these charlatans when all of them are getting money, selling them apocalypse and death. This shit is kinda funny, but also kinda sad and really stupid and pathetic. They do this over and over and people never get it. The same shit, different toilet bowl. Convince them that they got a soul. Call them a sinner, then watch the money flow. The greatest hustle ever sold was never heroin, cause they don't really love their God. These people scared of him, and fear make a human being believe in something they ain't saying or ever proved to them. That shit's gonna ruin them. You don't really want us here, let's be totally honest. That's why you wishing death and destruction upon us. But I'ma keep on doing this to you regardless. See, I don't believe you cause your mind is so tarnished. You don't really want us here, let's be totally honest. That's why you wishing death and destruction upon us. But I'ma keep on doing this to you regardless. See, I don't believe you cause your mind is so tarnished. So stop knocking on my motherfucking door. Please quit with the sermons, I don't wanna hear that shit no more. And don't invite me to your church, you expecting to convert. See, I'll probably just be a jerk and your feelings will just get hurt. I'm not a bastard, but don't push me cause my patience is thin. And I'm the last one that you wanna test your faith with, my friend. Cause all your appeals to authority and your lack for ignoring me. Every time we start to debate and it's getting boring, see. If you could only keep that shit inside your temple and out of my cipher, don't you see how life could be so simple? Man, I ain't trying to tell you I'd live, but if you keep on pushing me, then something's gotta give. Cause how many times do you expect for me to have you disrespecting me? Insulting my intelligence with stories like I'm fucking 3. See, creationists be hating this, cause I ain't ever scared and got the balls to keep on saying this. I don't believe you. You don't really want us here, let's be totally honest. That's why you wishing death and destruction upon us. But I'ma keep on doing this to you regardless. See, I don't believe you cause your mind is so tarnished. You don't really want us here, let's be totally honest. That's why you wishing death and destruction upon us. But I'ma keep on doing this to you regardless. See, I don't believe you cause your mind is so tarnished. You don't really want us here, let's be totally honest. That's why you wishing death and destruction upon us. But I'ma keep on doing this to you regardless. See, I don't believe you cause your mind is so tarnished. You don't really want us here, let's be totally honest. That's why you wishing death and destruction upon us. But I'ma keep on doing this to you regardless. See, I don't believe you cause your mind is so tarnished. Think that everything you do is true, but if we never criticize you, how the fuck do you improve? Is this America beautiful? I'm looking at you and I'm wondering what they do to you. Some of your children think that everything you do is true, but if we never criticize you, how the fuck do you improve? I heard it said this is America, love it to leave it. Out of the mouth of Americans can scarcely believe it. Apparently they mean that you committing mutiny if you choose to be critical while using the eye scrutiny. Well, pardon me, but this is lunacy. Who lives inside it should be the first to criticize it. That's you and me. So it doesn't matter which political side that you're riding, cause all that matters is the bullshit and lies that they hiding. Like when they told you they was there to just capture Bin Laden. It took 10 years until somebody had finally got him. Billions of dollars down the drain while the economy wanes and these politicians keep playing the same games. The rich are getting richer, the middle class are getting poorer, and the hell with all the poor. They don't matter, we just ignore them. We can't discuss these things without decorum, but attention spans are limited, so they die on the boredom. Well, kinda sorta, cause we got time for all reality shows, and we got time to memorize all of the songs that we know, and we got time to analyze all of the fashion and clothes, but got no time for what's important, man, reality blues. Is this America beautiful? I'm looking at you and I'm wondering what they do to you. Some of your children think that everything you do is true, but if we never criticize you, how the fuck do you improve? Is this America beautiful? I'm looking at you and I'm wondering what they do to you. Some of your children think that everything you do is true, but if we never criticize you, how the fuck do you improve?
Yo, is this America the beautiful? Well, being black and atheist is highly unusual. A place where they put Christianity upon a pedestal, and politics is used religion to bash homosexuals. We glorify celebrities, pay no mind to intellectuals. A fundamentalist picking father soldiers' funerals, and they were the ones protecting you, preserving your freedom of speech. This is how you thank them instead of saying rest in peace shit. It's hard to raise up like a paraplegic. Putting God on the pledge makes me speechless like a mom or a mute. At times it's hard to compute. How are we number one when other countries make the things that we use? The American dream is a nightmare right here in your backyard, and they ain't planning to fight fair. Let's face it, America's been needing a facelift from the first Thanksgiving and the arrival of slave shit. So basically this country's been robbing us naked, and if you look inside the minds of the citizens, it's vacant. We just sit back and take it. So much time gets wasted on hidden agendas. That's why we always stuck in the same shit.
Is this America beautiful? I'm looking at you and I'm wondering what they do to you. Some of your children think that everything you do is true, but if we never criticize you, how the fuck do you improve? Is this America beautiful? I'm looking at you and I'm wondering what they do to you. Some of your children think that everything you do is true, but if we never criticize you, how the fuck do you improve?
The main source of hatred in the world is religion, and organized religion.
These Christian apologists are full of intolerance and expecting us to swallow it, but I'm not allowing this. First they claim this is a Christian nation, and then proceed to try to merge their little doctrine into biased legislation, like we should give a damn about the God they praise, or their book of contradictions written back in the days. Some mythological, hypocritical bullshit that tends to distort shit, and then you wonder why we all ignore this. You're atheists to each and every other type of God. For all you know, the one you worshiping could be the fraud. Yeah, I know, we taking it out of context. That's what you would say next, like it's so fucking complex. Guess I'm an evil child of Satan, keep on mocking me. Average Americans do not want a theocracy, so keep your mysticism deep inside your mental prisons, and let us grown-ups make our own decisions. You can't avoid them, you can't ignore them. With every generation, they gon' spread the poison. The finger pointing and false anointing. They'll be rejoicing when everybody joins them. You can't avoid them, you can't ignore them. With every generation, they gon' spread the poison. The finger pointing and false anointing. They'll be rejoicing when everybody joins them. Giving nothing to your bloodthirsty God, but total disregard. It's hard to believe in this intergalactic peeping Tom that's got you all up in arms, but powerless to stop the bombs. People starving, it don't alarm him, he just moves along, claiming omnipotence, but that shit is ridiculous. You dying in his name, but he remains so inconspicuous. And if he needs you to defend him while you worship him, we open up your holy text so we can see the worst of him. He ain't even the first of them, cause man believed in many gods. For many centuries, that equals up to many frauds. And many wars that's believer against believer, screaming my God is the only one, so listen and believe us. I'm tired of your books, I'm tired of your lies. The rest of us caught in the crossfire trying to live lives. We oppose you, you cry persecution, but you got the majority, so aren't we just a nuisance? Get serious. You can't avoid them, you can't ignore them. With every generation, they gon' spread the poison. The finger pointing and false anointing. They'll be rejoicing when everybody joins them. You can't avoid them, you can't ignore them. With every generation, they gon' spread the poison. The finger pointing and false anointing. They'll be rejoicing when everybody joins them.
Who are you carrying all those bricks for? God? Is that it? God? Well, I tell you, let me give you a little inside information about God. There's nothing out there for you. Don't be such a fucking chump. Stop deluding yourself.
Look, if you're the type of fan that likes artists that use the same slang and the same concepts and content as everyone else, I'm not for you. I got these people attacking the things I rap about, so I thought I'd take this time to slap the taste from out their mouth and verbally abuse the bastards quite nicely. The comments that you vomit are likely only to spite me, but some of y'all have ignorance that nothing else surpasses. It's not a joke to me, provoking me, cause boost the asses. See, after all these years of rappers trying to dumb it down, I guess you listen long enough, so you fucking stupid now. You and your generation, the short bus passengers, think you got the answers, that's the reason why I laugh at you. The IQ of my audience is much larger than yours is, and I refuse to make my art a toilet for applauses. The fact is that you're ignorant, lower level intellect, completely unprepared and unevolved to comprehend me yet. Cause my music's not suited for the mainstream. My music is for those who think deeply when they explain things. And you the type to snip screw with boots without the shoestrings, and answers the fucking door when you thought you heard a phone ring. You dumbasses, just a bunch of ignoramuses that follows every trend. It don't matter how fucking lame it is.
Go on and live your life walking with your eyes closed. I know. If ignorance is a drug, then you fuckers overdose. I know. Go on and play that stupid shit until you overload. I know. You're dead already, just waiting for you to decompose. I know. My music's not for you, it's nothing that you even need. I know. Don't try to think too hard about it. Your nose will bleed. Check your swagger in the mirror, those are nice clothes. See, that's all that really matters.
Yeah, I know. Listen, I'm not trying to convince you, and I got nothing against you. Not that you'd understand, you probably
too dense to. I just bet your favorite rappers got the brain of a bird. That's why the shit he mostly raps about is often absurd. And y'all understand it's so conditioned to this talentless turd who probably thinks if you can read, you must be some kind of nerd. Either that or he's a marketing genius. Now you convinced he's the meanest MC, even though he's elementary. Even though his whole persona is the visage of a fool, and about as deep as the shallow end of a fucking kiddie pool. You still drool at his appearances, his videos, his interviews, whatever other stupid things you probably like to get into. Instead that you demanded some lyrics that's outstanding, you just settle for the bullshit he spits like it's so dazzling. So you could never relate to the things I talk about. A fan that's really stupid is something that I could do without. Go on and live your life walking with your eyes closed. I know. If ignorance is a drug, then you fuckers overdose. I know. Go on and play that stupid shit until you overload. I know. You're dead already, just waiting for you to decompose. I know. My music's not for you, it's nothing that you even need. I know. Don't try to think too hard about it. Your nose will bleed. Check your swagger in the mirror, those are nice clothes. See, that's all that really matters. Yeah, I know.
Look, I'm not you, alright? I'm not that artist you might be looking for. There's a whole world of topics and issues out there, and everything ain't got to be so deep. Why does everything have to be so goddamn shallow? Why is that party shit the only thing they fucking pushing, or that cookie cutter ass gangster shit? Man, look, that ain't me. So I'ma rap about something else. Either accept it or don't listen.
The Matrix is a computer-generated dream world, built to keep us under control in order to change a human being into this.
When you're behind the screen, you just become a monster. In the basement of your mom's house, no one stops you. Can never use your hands, so you let your words conquer. Gangsta only in your comments, Matrix Mobster. When you're behind the screen, you just become a monster. In the basement of your mom's house, no one stops you. Can never use your hands, so you let your words conquer. Gangsta only in your comments, Matrix Mobster. My mentalities cater to physicality, so when you piss me off, it just focuses on depravity. I start thinking of leaving you dead and stinking and buried inside an unmarked grave in the mud sinking. Now, in the era I was raised, you had to man up. Somebody start running their mouth, you just put your hands up. No heavy discussions, no time for the bluffing, no copper, no deuces, or calling, no truces. You had to start rumbling. But see, nowadays the coward league is so encouraged on the internet, anonymous, giving them all the courage. Now tell me the type of man that will relate to that shit. The type that logs off, that lives his life but still is a bitch. The type that way back in high school got stuffed in the locker. One hit a quitter, cause all it takes a punch that'll drop you. Dysfunctional little bastards, I just don't understand how you can look at your reflection and still think you a man. When you're behind the screen, you just become a monster. In the basement of your mom's house, no one can stop you. Can never use your hands, so you let your words conquer. Gangsta only in your comments, Matrix Mobster. When you're behind the screen, you just become a monster. In the basement of your mom's house, no one can stop you. Can never use your hands, so you let your words conquer. Gangsta only in your comments, Matrix Mobster. The little loser wanna be a bruiser, so he gotta fake it. Use imagination, now we face it in the fucking Matrix. But in reality, his life so bad he barely takes it. Fantasies to be the man like me, so now he's gotta chase it. He sees in me a representation of all the things he's hating, equating me with other people that treated him degrading. He's not even listening to what it is that I'm saying, not even engaging in the topic that we're debating. All he's focused on is those events inside his life that keep happening and giving him all of the stress and the strife. He's pathetic and probably doesn't even have a wife. If not for the internet, he'd probably fall down on his knife and kill himself. I'm thinking that he should. One less bottom feed intro would do the world some good. I guess that sounds mean, well I intended to, cause I got no tolerance for idiots on YouTube. When you're behind the screen, you just become a monster. In the basement of your mom's house, no one stops you. Can never use your hands, so you let your words conquer. Gangsta only in your comments, Matrix Mobster. When you're behind the screen, you just become a monster. In the basement of your mom's house, no one stops you. Can never use your hands, so you let your words conquer. Gangsta only in your comments, Matrix Mobster. When you're behind the screen, you just become a monster. In the basement of your mom's house, no one stops you. Can never use your hands, so you let your words conquer. Gangsta only in your comments, Matrix Mobster. When you're behind the screen, you just become a monster. In the basement of your mom's house, no one stops you. Can never use your hands, so you let your words conquer. Gangsta only in your comments, Matrix Mobster. Monster, 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 monster. Monster, 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 monster.